Man, it's crazy times right now, man. There's you got the 3 R's going on. You got the Rona, you got some racism, you got some riots. You know, if it's 3 like of the same letter in a row, that shit's serious, right? Now, I don't advocate for like destruction of property or anything, but I got like one tip about it. Hey, Target, change your name. Like, you guys know that was the first place that got like attacked by the protesters, right? Like, they went after Target. Like, they painted a bullseye on the building. Like, you guys remember high school where like someone put like a kick me sign on your back and someone comes up to you and kicks you and you're like, you're about to fight. You're like, what's up, man? And he's like, hey, the sign says kick me. Like, you can't get mad at the guy kicking you. You get mad at the guy making the sign. Whoever decided on that bullseye sign on the Target, they're the ones with the problem, not the people attacking the Target. But anyways, this whole racism climate's got me a little weird, right? Now, I'm not racist, but oh boy, it got quiet in here. Damn. Y'all know that whenever those lines first come out, like, something crazy is about to happen. I just wanted to, like, test the waters a little bit, because I'm pretty white. I'm really white. I'm whiter than Snow White. I make Frosted Flakes look like Cocoa Puffs. That's how white I am. But I got some Mexican friends and some Puerto Rican friends, and they say the N-word like all the time. And I'm like, are y'all like allowed to say that? I know I'm not really allowed to say that, and I don't even get close. If there's like some household products or something that are like kind of close, I don't even get there. Like vinegar. I don't say that word. If someone only hears part of that word, like I ain't trying to get my ass beat over salad dressing. So I ain't even gonna say it. But I am in an interracial relationship. I've been in a relationship with a person from Nigeria for 2 years. We've been in a relationship, and she's as dark as I am light. So she's like another level of black. I didn't even know that like blackness had like levels. I should have known. Whiteness has levels, Like level 1 is like, people who are white, but just kind of like Russians. Like, they're white, but like they're a different kind of white. Like, there's some gangster white people. And then you got like level 2 white people. That's like me, I'm white. I like a little hip hop, but I also like potato salad and hummus and like pickles and crackers and stuff, And then there's like level 3 white people, and you don't want to get there. That's like can I talk to a manager? Like, that's that level of white. You don't want to get there. But kind of similar. There's levels to being black too. Like, if you are black and you don't use your real name, you use like a nickname or your middle name or something because people can't pronounce your name, you're probably the 2nd level black.
Oh, man.
And the 3rd level, it's not as crazy as the white. It's just, if you wear like traditional like outfits or something like a dashiki or something like that, then you're probably like the 3rd level black. Now, you can't jump levels. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but like last week, like some Democrats in Congress, they put on like a traditional African cloth, like a kente cloth. They tried to skip levels. They were level 3 white. They tried to jump all the way to level 3 black. You can't do that. You cannot do that. So they got criticized and stuff like that. And so being in an interracial relationship, I've learned some things. Like, I've learned some cultural differences. Like, we'll go to a supermarket. I live in Burkburnett. We'll go to the United up there and buy some groceries. And there's like never black people there. There's usually like negative black people there. There's almost none. And so like sometimes I'll be shopping and all of a sudden I'll see my girl and she'll like head nod. I'm like who you? And I'll see like way in the corner of the store, the only other black person is like, hey! And I'm like, and I finally, like, after a couple times, I realized, like, oh, they're just letting each other know, like, hey, if some shit goes down, we're on the same team. Like, us white people, we are not like that. You put 4 white people in the elevator, we all just pick a corner. The only time we move is when we shut open the door. Hell no. Like, even if we're neighbors, like, I have all white neighbors. Like, I've only seen my neighbors, like, once or twice. I'm just assuming they're white. They're either white or vampires. And I ain't gonna deal with that shit. Like my neighbor's like, oh, a little Timmy, he's got a bar mitzvah, come over. Bar mitzvah? I like the first part of that word, bar. I don't know what the rest of that is. I'm not down with that. Like, I don't even like to look in, like when I'm in the grocery store or something like that, I don't like to look at like white people in the eyes. There's usually like two types of white people you get. Like, you lock eyes, and it's the white dad who has like 4 kids who's like just waiting for the garage door to open their battery to like not work anymore so it can just stay shut while the car's on. Or, that's one type. You don't want to see that type, that's pretty depressing. But the other type is the type who's like looking to catch your eye. Like, hey, I'm over here. Oh, did you know that the geese are traveling? No, I didn't know that. I don't give a fuck. Stop talking to me. So, normal white people do not lock eyes with other white people. But besides that, I've learned a little bit about privilege. Like imagine like Lord of the Rings or something like that. Like we go to like Hobbit Town. Like if you go visit the hobbits and you go to their house, like you gotta bend over and be like, hey, what's up, hobbits? Like you know, your back's. No wonder Gandalf got fucked up by Sauron. He had like lower back issues from hanging out with the hobbits all the damn time. You know, so in Hobbit land, like being short, you had short privilege, you know. But in reality, like, you know, in real life, there's, you know, way more white people, and white people have traditionally had like power. And so there's way more situations where you have, you know, white privilege in reality. But like being in an interracial relationship, we try to take advantage of like all types of privilege. And so I'll give you an example. Like sometimes we'll go walk the dog. And when we walk the dog at night, like as soon as I leave the house, you know, well sometimes my girl, like, she'll make fun of me. As soon as I walk out of the house, she'll be like, hey, turn off the flashlight, you're blinding me. And I'm like, I'm just looking at you, I'm just white. Like, what are you talking about? And she's like, oh, okay. Or like, one time she joked and was like, hey, if I ever get lost, all you gotta do is climb up onto your roof, and you'll be like the North Star. I can see you for miles. I'll never get lost. Like, I don't know if that's sweet or... But anyways, like when we do walk the dog at night, like I walk on the inside of the road, like where the cars come by, so you know the cars can like see us walking and they won't hit us. Because like, you know, if they look at her, all they'll see is like teeth floating. And they're like, what the? But like, you know, during the day, it's the opposite, you know, when we walk the dog during the day, like cars can't see me. Like you guys, you know, I'm basically like diet sunlight. So they don't even see me, and so you know, like sometimes like you know, so I'll walk on the outside and during the day she'll walk on the inside so the cars don't see us. Sometimes we'll be like in step. Like one time we were in step, like walking together, and she looked at me like we're walking like the same exact way, and she looked at me and she's like, hey, you're like my reverse shadow. Like, I don't even know how to react to that kind of thing. But so besides those type of situations, there's some interesting aspects of being in an interracial relationship, like sexually, right? Like we role play sometimes. Like sometimes I'll be like, you know, student teacher or doctor nurse, and so this Halloween I actually bought my outfit like early. It was a police uniform. I think I'm gonna have to put that in storage for a little while. But, you know, I'm a little bit afraid of like bringing in like whips and chains and handcuffs to the bedroom. Not because of like racist stuff or like, you know, the ancestors used to have slaves and whip them and put them up in chains and handcuffs and stuff, but because like I'm afraid that like she'll want to put me in handcuffs, and as soon as that thing goes click, I'll see the fire light up in her eyes, and she's like, what you mean about dinner was pretty good? What do you mean about pretty good? I ain't messing around with that. But I got one last thing to say. It's about the Confederate flag. You know, the Confederacy was only around for like 6 years, and people are still like talking about it. Like Game of Thrones was around for 8 years, and ain't nobody saying shit about it, and they both ended the same exact way. Horribly. Like maybe they had a good run, like in the middle, like, yeah, it's going awesome. But at the end, it all fucking died horribly and in flames, and it was horrible. So, that's it. Thank you very much.